Who here has suffered from imposter syndrome? Yes, so many of us. One day, as we're building Quest, the CMO comes running and he's like, Lisa, Justin Bieber's cousin actually is about to be with Justin, and he loves Quest bars. If you get me the Quest bars within the next 2 days, I can get them to Justin, and maybe, just maybe, we can get Biebs with a photo with a Quest bar. I was like, oh my God, of course, let's make this happen. He's like, well, one problem. He's like, okay, we can overcome this problem. He's like, it's in Dubai. So I call up an expert. I call up my UPS guy. And I'm like, all right, so go. And he's like, yeah, no way, never going to happen. And I was like, oh God, well, he's the expert. You know what, just in case he's only been there for a couple of weeks and I don't actually know, can I speak to your manager, please? Manager comes on. Yeah, can't work. Impossible. Well, let's face it, they don't lose anything if Biebs doesn't get the bars. I could lose a lot, but I could gain even more. So in that moment where I'm like, you don't know what you're doing, Lisa. You've never done shipping before. You basically know how to like lick a stamp and stick it on a box. And here's these experts telling you that it can't be done. It can't be done. Once upon a time, that imposter syndrome wouldn't push me back. Oh, okay, it can't be done. They've told me it can't be done. But I didn't freaking listen. No one will fight for your dreams more than you will, period. Write that down right now. No one will fight harder for your dreams than you will. And so in that moment when I'm like, you know, is there a possibility they just don't want to do the work? Because it's going to be hard. So I was like, let me just go and learn. Let me just go and actually see if they're right or not. So I go to my best friend, Professor Google, and I type in the Dubai import-export rules. Then I look up the sheets that they do. And I'm like, okay, I can fill that out. Okay, well, if it's this new market like this, right, and I go through all the process. And eventually I'm like, I'm just going to overpay. I'm going to sign all these freaking forms, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hope. That's the only other option. Well, no, actually, that's not true. The other option is you do nothing, you listen to that expert that says it can't be done. I decided not to do that. So I rush it. I call the people in Dubai, UPS in Dubai. And I'm like, guys, I'm shipping a thing to you. What do I need? Can I prepay so that before it gets there? And they're like, no one's ever done this before. And I'm like, I know, I hear, but the time difference. And they're like, okay, but we can call you. It's going to be 3 o'clock in the morning your time. I was like, that's fine. And guess what? The freaking bars got to Dubai and were delivered to Bieber's hotel room. Ultimately, I started with imposter syndrome. And at the end of that moment, I was like, oh, the key isn't to think that you're an imposter. The key is to say, you're the learner.